Pulling me back, I know not tonight. Pulling me back, I know not tonight. Pulling me back, I know not tonight.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to a favourites video, but an important favourites video. This is my roundup of 2019. I'm currently filming this on the 18th of October, which is quite early, but because in my head I was like, oh, you've got to wait till the very end of the year, you've got to keep waiting and do this very late on. But I don't foresee myself using something and discovering something that is gonna blow my socks off as much as all of these products have. These are the products that I have used all throughout 2019 and adored. Some I discovered in 2019, some that I've just been using maybe for much longer, but they're products that I love, clearly, or I wouldn't put them in this video. So this is my high-end edition, and if you want to see my drugstore edition, that will be coming soon. But if you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss that video. Ha! Now you have to come back and watch my channel. If you recognise me, by the way, I am filming 2 videos in one day. Got to be quite cheeky with my filming schedule because I'll be away in December for quite a long time, actually, for half of the month, which has never ever happened to me in my entire life. And I want to try and keep up my schedule as much as possible. It might only be 1 or 2 videos a week that go up, but I do want to have my videos up, and I've also got to film all my Patreon only videos as well. So yeah, I am looking the same, and if you like how I look, which is pretty simple for me, I'll link the video up there. Anyway, I've waffled on enough, we've fannied around too much, and we should just start talking about my high-end faves. I have put a lot of thought into this and really cherry-picked from my collection the things that I've used the most and the things that have blown my mind the most. If you like the look of anything that I'm going to show you, I will have linked everything down below in the description box. If you use my links that I leave down there, then I will earn a commission. So yeah, if you do want to buy anything, use my links, please. This first one is not going to shock anyone if you have been around on my channel for a while. I should say, by the way, I'm not wearing any of this on my face right now because this was a full face first impression, so I can't be like, oh, look at, you know, what I'm wearing. But anyway, so yeah, this one will not come as a shock. This has been probably, I'm just going to say it, the best highlighter I've ever used in the history of the world, followed by ABH Amrezi, which is obviously not a permanent one, which sucks and it's so stupid. And in fact, when this came out, it wasn't permanent, but they've made it permanent. It is Benefit Cookie. And can you all please note, is it showing up? I've hit pan. I've hit pan. Hitting pan literally never happens to me. For some eyeshadows, yes. For products like this, no, because I have a million highlighters. I don't ever gravitate towards the same one all the time. I always pick a new one because I love discovering new things and playing with new ones. I get bored. Not a Benefit Cookie. Shut up. If you are the fairest of the fair of the fair, if you are Snow White, this is not going to suit you. If you are light, medium, maybe not deep, I don't think it would suit deep, I'm not sure, then this is the highlighter that is going to blow your mind. Benefit really changed the game with this. The thing is, the colour is stunning, the reflect is stunning, it is probably the glowiest highlighter I own. Will I just put some on? I mean, I've got highlight on, but you can never put too much highlight on. Let's be realistic. Shh. Oh gosh, I put too much highlighter on. So yeah, not only is it the most beautiful colour, not only is it the most beautiful shine, the formula, Benefit, what are you doing? They have never made such a good highlighter before. This is everything. This is my top recommendation. It is expensive. I think it's like £26. I'm actually so incredibly lucky. Amanda, one of my subscribers and Patreon, sent me a full-size one, and I've not even touched this yet because I'm waiting to use this one up. So I'm good. I don't need another one, but if you need a good highlighter, get Benefit Cookie. If it still comes in this palette, by the way, get this palette because you also get a full size, not full size, I think it might be full size, I don't know. You get very large, if not full size, Hoola and a gorgeous blush as well. I don't know if I've got 19 products, by the way. This next thing was a super easy pick for me. In the past, my favourites have been ABH, until this one came on the scene. This is the Too Faced Cocoa Contour Palette. I hethered and dithered about buying this palette because it's expensive. You know, it's £35. I will say the packaging is extraordinarily heavy. Like, this is a brick. It's beautiful to look at. I love how it looks. It's got a lovely closure, opening closure. It's got a great mirror. But obviously the good thing about it is what's inside. I use these 4 all the time. I never use these 2. Could technically use some eyeshadows. I never will. People always say, oh, use it as eyeshadows. Who reaches into their contour drawer when they're trying to do their eyeshadow? But anyway, you could do that. Anyway, for fair, the fairest of the fair to very deep skin tones, this palette has it all. It is the smoothest, most buttery formula I have ever tried of any contour powder in the entirety of the world. Also, this really pale one up here, I mix it with this light contour for a perfect nose contour. It's very pale, so it's not like that very strong nose contour you sometimes see and you're like, I bet that doesn't look good in real life. This does. If I'm going anywhere and want to look nice, if I just want to look nice in general, this is the one I always gravitate towards. Obviously, I don't use it every day on my channel because I test new products and sometimes I only do drugstore makeup, but this is such a good palette. Please just trust me. If you've been wanting a high-end contour palette for a while, this truly is the one to buy. I'm not going in any particular order, by the way, apart from Benefit Cookie. This next one is more of a prep product. I think it's the only one I've got in here. Yes, it is. So this is something that's very close to my heart. This is the Glam Glow Glow Starter Nude Glow Illuminating Moisturizer. So I got put on Glam Glow's PR a few months ago, maybe kind of start of the year, and I got sent a tiny little mini size of this. From that mini, I knew I needed the full size, so I bought this one. This is, how many mils do you get in here? 50 mils. This has lasted me so well. I use this a lot. I use this a lot as well, I will admit, when I'm not wearing any makeup and say I'm just like nipping to the doctors or nipping to the pharmacy or nipping to the physio, you know what I mean, boring stuff like that. I wear this a lot without any other makeup on. This pot is honestly never ending. It will not finish up. So when you look at the price, you're like, gosh, that is expensive. Do think that it does last, and I slather it on. People say to me, oh wow, I didn't realize you used that much. I use a lot of this and it still works. It's still, of course it works. There is so much left in the pot. So this is Nude Glow. Like I said, there is a few other shades. I think there's maybe 3 shades of this. This is just what it says on the tin. It's an illuminating moisturizer. Look how boring this hand looks. Look how fun this hand looks. This is the hand you want to be. Although you don't want my hands because they're big man hands. It's subtle enough that you can just wear it when you're not wearing any other makeup and you just want your skin to look a bit more healthy. Or do what I do, put a cakey thick layer, not cakey, but you know, I'm a cake face. Put a thick layer on under your foundation or mix it with your foundation. Bish bash bosh. Bosh, as Thomas would say in The Apprentice. Best thing ever in the world. I remember I spent a fortune. I still got it on the Stila illuminating one. That is nothing in comparison to Glam Glow Glow Starter. Get it. This next one was super easy for me as well. I love bronzer. I have many bronzers. I have a drawer full. I actually could probably declutter again. However, when I looked at my bronzer drawer and I was like, what's my favourite bronzer? Boom, knew which one it was. Benefit Hoola. Benefit's got a couple of mentions in here. They're not usually like a favourite brand of mine, but Benefit Hoola Light is the best bronzer I've ever tried for very fair to pale to light skin. If you want to spend high-end prices on a bronzer, Benefit Hoola Light. Hoola has always been a cult product basically since it came out. It's still a great product. Sometimes it is way too dark for me. Not today because I'm wearing a foundation that's about 400 shades too dark. But when I wear a foundation that is pale and suits my actual skin tone, this bronzer is everything. You see, even if I use a deeper bronzer, I'll use this to blend out the edges of my deeper bronzer. I don't know what to say about it apart from the formula is very smooth, it's very finely milled. it's just the tone. The tone of it is perfect. It is not cool. It is not orange. I'm really gutted that they don't seem to do a mini of this. I don't know why they don't do that, since they do Hoola as minis. They need to do a mini of this so that more people can try it, because it's a lot of money to spend on a bronzer if you're not quite sure. However, I will say, if you've maybe tried Fenty in the Sun, which is the shade I use in Fenty, then I can almost guarantee you that this will suit you and you will like it. They're very similar in formula, I would say. I mean, this is a close top contender, although I don't use it as much as this. I don't know why. I think it's just I'm not really drawn to Fenty as a brand that much. Don't come for me. I have another Glam Glow product. We're doubling up. That again never happens. This is the Glam Glow Glow Setter setting spray. This is my second bottle and it's down to about here. This is an illuminating setting spray. Okay, the bottle's cute, it's pink. This is an illuminating setting spray. I started using this because Shaniqso kept going on about it. It's another product that I bought. This is incredible. It's my favourite setting spray in my whole collection. I have a close second, but drugstore category again, so if you want to see that, subscribe. This has the most fine mister on it. There's a specific way to use it that is best. You do a long hard press in it rather than like short sharp bursts. So like, it smells of angels and joy and heaven and kind of like strawberry Calpol, which gives me so much joy. It is the most fine mist. It is illuminating, it is setting. If you maybe put too much powder on, boom. If you just want to glow, boom. If you've got no makeup on, you just want to feel refreshed, boom. Although it's an expensive boom, still, I love this so much. Cannot talk about it enough. I use it at every opportunity I can. You do actually get mini ones of this. This was about £26 or something. You get a smaller one, just go for the big one because you're gonna like it and it's better value for how much you get in it for the price you pay compared to the mini. So this is my only high-end setting spray must have. I'm gonna keep saying it, but trust me. Talk about my first eyeshadow palette now. This will come as no surprise, so I'm not gonna talk about it much. However, I have to obviously include it. It is still my favourite high-end palette of all time, apart from the other one I'm going to talk about. These come in equal, to be quite honest, but this one's a little bit more unique. My Dose of Colours Friendcation palette. When did the price go up? They've put the price up on this on Beauty Bay. When I bought it, it was what? £42? I think it said 49 or something. It's obscene, but worth it. So this is the Dose of Colours Desi and Katie collaboration palette number 2. They had their first palette, or 2 little mini palettes, but this one, they have outdone themselves. I have done a few tutorials on this, so you can go search it on my channel, you will find them. You see this shade here, Just a Kiss, all over your lid. A little pair of Ardell Demi Wispies on. Everyone will think you've put in so much effort. However, the nude shades in here are perfection. I don't think one person has come back to me and said, oh, I bought it and I don't really like it. It's incredible, it's incredible. I'm gonna obviously have to swatch it, even though people say to me, Melissa, you need to stop swatching your blues so much because you will have no blues left. It is kind of true. The mattes though, it was the first time I'd ever tried Dose of Colours eyeshadows before, and I am blown away by how buttery and smooth and soft the mattes are. But I do feel like it's the shimmers that make this palette just that little bit more special. I will have done a full swatch video on this, I'm sure. That is the most beautiful like old gold that I've ever seen in my life. But the neutrals in here are stunning. They blend like a dream. They are the perfect neutral shades. There is also kind of more of a cranberry twist that you can do. This shade here, oh, I need a clean finger, hold on. Just a Kiss shade, I'm so close to hitting pan on because it is one of my favourite shades to use. Like I said, just on bare, unset eyes with a pair of lashes. It's just a kiss of gold gorgeousness. This palette is everything. I often reach for this palette on days when I'm not filming and just want to look nice. I reach for this palette when I am filming. I reach for this palette when I'm sleeping. This is and I love the packaging. It's so nice. I'm not even like grossed out by the feel of it. It is expensive. Again, pretty much everything in this video is expensive, but truly worth it. Look at that blue. When it comes to blush, I generally reach for drugstore because I feel like a blush is one of those products kind of like bronzer, but not quite bronzer. It's a bit more specialized. Blush, I feel like the drugstore does it really well and high-end does it really well. However, I love a glowy, glowy, glowy blush. You can probably imagine which one is in my drugstore pick video. Sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied because I'm really excited that KFC's coming. However, there is one from the high-end that I can't really not talk about because I use this all the time, all the time. It is my NARS Dual Intensity blush. This is in the shade Weight Adoration. I need to kind of tilt it back because this one falls out, makes me very sad. These are both very, very glowy, almost highlightery. I was really lucky. I got this in TK Maxx, untouched. The box was unopened. I couldn't believe it. This is, I mean, look at that. So what I do when I wear them is I just like put my brush between the two and mix them up on my brush, and then I've got this lovely glowy sheen. It's very pink, but like I said, there's other shadeways in this blush. It's very expensive. It's NARS. I've got another NARS product coming up. There's just something about it that is incredibly smooth and beautiful on my skin that I couldn't possibly not talk about it. I actually have the Natasha Denona, where are you? Mini Blush and Glow, and I treated myself to this thinking it would be quite similar to this, cheaper as well. It's just not the same. It is not as good as the NARS, even though it's actually probably by a more, I would say Natasha Denona's a bit more prestigious than NARS, especially in terms of pricing. This is just so special to me, and I would wear this in every video if I could, but someone that puts makeup on all the time on camera can't use the same products, unfortunately. Right, hold on. KFC's about to ring the door. I'll be right back after I've eaten my chicken. KFC have Christmas boxes. This foundation has been my favourite all year, and some of last year. It won't be a surprise. It is my NARS. This is the Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. Very expensive. Premium price. Premium insides. I love this foundation. Very full coverage, surprisingly. I always thought NARS would have quite sheer coverage foundations. This is everything. I wear this all the time. My perfect shade is a mix of Oslo and Yukon. I have 3 Yukons, 1 Oslo, and I kind of mix them. But I quite often these days, maybe it's just because it's winter, I keep wearing Oslo on its own and then just deepening it up with bronzer and stuff. But Yukon is kind of my summer shade and then Oslo is my winter shade, I guess. I know it's pricey, I know it is, and I've heard NARS don't give out samples, but maybe see if you can get a sample, or go on like eBay, and people often sell samples for like £2 or £3 of their foundation. Think how much money they must make. They're tiny samples, but oh, it's so good. I would say, and I was going to put this in my favourites, and I kind of am by mentioning it, the ABH foundation is incredible. It's very, 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 very similar in formula to the NARS. Not just because the bottles look the same, trust me. It's incredible. I did a full review for my Patreons, but I've used it a couple of times on my channel since. Oh, I want to say it's a favourite. I feel like I've not used it quite long enough. But if I wasn't saying to myself, I have to have used it for a long time, then ABH should be in my favourites as well, so I'm putting it in. I mean, I'm in charge of the rules here, so ABH is also a favourite. I'll talk about my final eyeshadow palette. This is not going to be a surprise for the colour story, and also if you've been here a while, you'll know that I love this palette very dearly. It's close to my heart. I think it was my first... No, it wasn't, because I had the other one. Jeffree Star Blood Sugar. Apparently there's a volume 2 coming out, but it's not called Blood Sugar, it's called something else, and oh my goodness, this is battered, by the way. Like, even the packaging looks really rough, but gorgeous packaging. You can see why these are so expensive. This is a really expensive palette, £48. Has a mirror, many shades of beautiful purple and pink, which is my favourite. I love this palette. This white is the best white eyeshadow in the history of the world. The history of the world. Popped, oh, the Norvina one in volume 1 is really good as well. Anyway, pop this in your inner corner if you want that really like shocking white inner corner. I actually can't believe how pigmented this white is, to be quite honest. I don't even think that swatch does it justice. I mean, it's white eyeshadow, how can it be so good? It's so good. I have used this palette a fair few times on my channel. I've done at least 2 tutorials with it, if not more. It's everything I want in a palette because I love these tones, purples, pinks, look at that. I do find this palette stains a little bit. I just use my SVR micellar water and it gets rid of that right away, no problems. I don't actually care about staining because I can always cover it up with concealer. It's only annoying if you like go out the next day without makeup on and then you look ill or like someone's punched you, but oh, I love this palette. Got a few more Complexion products, 2 more. So talking about powders, I'm not gonna lie, this year has been the year of finding incredible drugstore powders. I have 2 or 3 loose powders in my drugstore video, which I think work just as well as this high-end one that I'm gonna show you. But I know a lot of people only buy high-end makeup, or I know a lot of people treat themselves to high-end makeup at this time of year or ask for it for Christmas because it's maybe something you wouldn't spend your own money on, but when someone else buys it for you, you don't mind if they, you know, if they're going to spend that money, they might as well spend it on something really good. My favourite loose setting powder from the drugstore is the very famous, the cult classic Laura Mercier loose translucent powder. I will say very close runners up in equal position are the Fenty and the Jeffree Star. I've been using the Jeffree Star a lot recently, but this one is the OG in my collection. I've had this, not this one's brand new, I've not actually opened this one. I've had this in my collection now for 3 years, maybe 4, 4 years. I hate spending £29 on a new one, but when it is this good, it is this good. I find Laura Mercier powder really smooths the appearance of my pores, especially in my T-zone where the worst offenders are. It makes my under eyes look incredibly smooth, and quite often my under eyes can look a little, I'm getting older, a little bit liney. This doesn't emphasize any of that. It's wonderful. Honestly, this powder can do no wrong apart from be £30, but I clearly don't begrudge buying it. I do begrudge buying it, but when I get it in my hands, I'm like, oh, okay. The last Complexion products is concealer. So that's foundation, concealer, powder, and a primer pretty much that I've mentioned. So I think I'm doing quite well. I have to admit, Jouer has been my top for over a year now. You can probably correct me better, but probably over a year. The Jouer Essential High Coverage Concealer. This is incredible. It says creaseless, it's not creaseless on me, however, it is incredibly hydrating. It's got hyaluronic acid in it, and it's one of those products that says it has hyaluronic acid in it, and I feel you can actually tell it does. So many say they have it, and you're like, yeah, it doesn't, my skin doesn't look hydrated in any way, or it kind of looks dry even. This is the opposite. This is very hydrating, but it's not like wet and sticky and gooey and doesn't set. It sets really well, or you can wear it alone. Just on me it does crease. Full coverage. This concealer is incredible. I love it so much. They put the price up on this as well. It used to be £16, now it's like £16.75. I get really offended when brands or websites put the price up on something that I fall in love with. I don't like that. Anyway, I can't recommend this concealer enough, to be quite honest with you. However, it has a joint favourite place in my collection with, yeah, I've mentioned this brand as well. I'm like almost doubling up on everything. Too Faced Multi-Use Born This Way Sculpting Concealer, whatever it's called. It's got a very long name. Cara, one of my subscribers, told me to get this. She kept telling me to get it. I never got it because it's expensive. Finally got it, and I was blown away. I'm pretty sure I said in that video that I first tried it, like, wow, Cara, thank you for the recommendation. This is full coverage. Very, very, very hydrating. I have a few shades. I've got one for contouring, and then I've got two that I use if I'm pale or paler. I'm not gonna lie, I've used this on quite a few occasions as a foundation. You get a lot in here. You get 15 mils, so it's half the size of a foundation, but it's £25. So if it was a full-size foundation, it would be 50, so it would be very, very expensive. But as a foundation, honestly, some of my best makeup days have been wearing this as a foundation. I don't think I've done that on my channel, only because there's a part of me that's like, people are going to be like, Melissa, come on, that's just too expensive to use that as a foundation. But if you have it, try it as your foundation. I bet you will really like it. This to me is just as good as my Jouer, and whilst it is way more expensive, in the Jouer you only get 4 mils for £16. In this you get 15 mils. I really have something in my throat. In this you get 15 mils for £25. So cost per mil, I don't know, I'm really bad at maths. Probably works out better. But oh, this one, the Jouer, I really adore. I adore them equally, so I had to put them both in. Kind of just like my NARS and my ABH foundation. If I really, really feel strongly that they are the same almost, I'll put them both in. Our last two products are more fun products. This one, I wasn't sure whether to put it in high-end or drugstore because I feel like it's a real middle of the road price point. It's not like they're not mega expensive, but they're not mega cheap, and currently they're half price on Beauty Bay, but by the time this video goes up, it won't be, because this video will probably go up in December. These are my LA Splash Lumos liners, and the reason I feel like £13 for these isn't expensive, and I almost put them in drugstores, because they're double-sided, so you're technically getting two products and they're both so good. You can also tell if I have bought so many shades of something that it truly is a deep love affair with that product. I've got 5, I love them all. I do have a favourite, which is Divinity, Illusion and Salem. Yeah, I think those 3. Anyway, so on one side you have a black eyeliner, a liquid liner. Let me swatch a new one just because I've had this blue one for such a long time, so it might not swatch quite as well because it might be dried out a little. So on one side you get this black liner, and you can do, you know, chunky, thin. I mean, you know what black liner is like. You got black liner. They're just, I've got hooded eyes, and I really struggle to do winged liner because just where the way my kind of, you know how you've got folds in your eyelid, just where they fall at the very outer corner of my eye, it's uneven, but there's also such little room to do an actual wing. But there's something about the shape of this that is so pointy and precise, but it's very soft and it moves with your skin, so I feel like it doesn't tug, because I also don't have, you know, the tightest skin around my eyes because I'm 28. It kind of, some liners can like tug at your very, you know, sensitive skin here. This one just kind of glides over and works really well, but the magic really happens on the other end. So let me just show you. So it's a really thin liner. Let me put it over this black. So one side is like a metal, glittery, shimmery, metallized liner. You can definitely use it on its own, but they're kind of designed to go over the black eyeliner. So let me just kind of build up these swatches. If you like the Barry M holographic eyeshadow toppers that I always rave about, you are going to adore these. Is that not a joyful hand? Let me dim the lights. Look at those. So that bottom one, that's a pale pink, that's called Trickery. This one is Divinity, the blue, Illusion, and we've got Salem, which is the champagne, and then up at the top I think that's called Potion. Yeah, that one is purple, but it does flip blue as well in the light. These look really similar, but they are different if you look at the swatch. Oh, let me make sure you can see. Look at it. So you can wear them alone, like literally as liquid eyeshadow, but over the black liner. My goodness, my goodness. My love for these is incredibly strong, incredibly strong. They do often actually go into the sale on Beauty Bay. I don't know why, but when they do, pick them up. Or pick them up full price. I guarantee you will not be disappointed. Before I mention this last product, I probably should have said I will have forgotten to include stuff in this video, and I will forget in my drugstore video too. So if you're like, Melissa, where is this or where is that? Just leave it in the comments below. Shh. Just leave it in the comments below, because I will have just forgotten, and you can be like, Melissa, you also think that this is the best thing ever. You know what I mean? My last thing is also for the eyes. It is also sparkly and beautiful, and I feel like I couldn't do this video without mentioning this. These are my Urban Decay Heavy Metal Liners. I now have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow, Melissa, quite a collection. My favourite, if you've been here for a while, is this one here. It's actually pretty much finished. It's called Distortion. I can hardly get anything out of it. I'm very sad about it. I also really like, although I've not used it a heap, the shade Studio. I'll swatch all of these, swatch all of these in a second, but these are expensive for liquid glitters. However, they're just very special. The reason I really like these over pretty much every other liquid glitter I've got is that the applicator is this teeny tiny little brush. So quite often you'll see, I've done it before, a lot of people on Instagram do it, they'll do like a cut crease and then do a really thin line of glitter around it. It's actually possible with the size of the applicator on this. They have heaps and heaps of shades. Urban Decay know how to do products like this really well. These are really old, like not these particular ones, but they've had heavy metal glitters for ever pretty much. Midnight Cowboy is such like a cult staple. So I'll later swatch down here. I could hardly swatch Distortion. So that bottom one's Distortion. Then we've got Studio, the purple, and you can barely see it just because it is very pale pink Grind. And then just above that is Stonewall, that reddish one. Then we have Starfire, just above that, Volume, Midnight Cowboy, and Gamma Ray. I don't know how well I'm showing you these. I mean, you can look at swatches online, obviously, but oh, look at that hand. I'm just a magpie for glitter. I think everyone knows that at this point. Glitter and metallic shiny beautifulness. But these are, so the way I usually use them is like to highlight my cut crease or on liquid liner, just to have a really gorgeous glittery liner. Glittery. This is a disaster. Or you can use them all over your eye as like an eyeshadow, like what one would go with my look? I think Stonewall would go most with my look today. I just love these glitters. I use them a lot. I do have some drugstore ones that are almost as good, but just for one reason or another, just like the applicator or the amount of sparkle or just how easy they are to use or the shade range, these do just kind of take the lead through all of my liquid glitters, apart from Stila Glitter and Glows, which I could include in this video. I could say Stila Glitter and Glow because they are stunning, they are beautiful. I just feel like I have a big issue with my Stila Glitter and Glows that they dry up so fast. Like I'll buy a new one, use it 3 times, and then I go to use it again, it's all dried up and I don't understand. I've spent £24 on it. So whilst I'll continue to buy and use Stila Glitter and Glows, I feel like because mine always dry up way faster than I think they should, I can't put them in this video because these are my top favourites. But easy one for the Urban Decay. Easy. So that is it. That is my top pick for 2019. Like I said, I've probably forgotten something, if not many things. 15 picks, so not quite 19, but I'm not just gonna flesh it out with stuff just to be like, ooh, buy this stuff, because we don't need that. We only need to be talking about the best of the best of the best. So yeah, that's it. That's my high-end picks, my high-end faves. Like I said, we have drugstore coming your way, and let me know if you want an updated favorite brushes, and let me know if you want like miscellaneous, so maybe books, TV shows, shower stuff. I'm addicted to buying shower stuff, maybe some skincare stuff. Let me know if you want to see those as well. If you did enjoy this video, please do give it a big thumbs up. It would really help me out. Leave me a comment down below. Tell me what your top favourite 2019 picks are. Tell me 1, tell me 100. Maybe I'll check them out and buy them if I haven't already. I did try and reply to all of my comments. Not sure if I just said that or not. Who knows? This video has gone terribly. Please subscribe if you wouldn't mind. It will bring me joy and also means you can see when I upload. Oh, hit the wee notification bell if you want. I wouldn't, just because I hate notifications on my phone, but if you want. I want to say a massive kind of special thank you to my Patreons in this video, just because my Patreons, the support through Patreon and through watching my channel, like doing both is just, it's nutty to me. But the main thing that I want to say that I'm thankful for, and especially in this video, it's just that by supporting me on Patreon, I can actually afford to buy more of these high-end products and test them out on my channel. And I just feel like there's a lot of time I wouldn't have been able to afford some of these things if it weren't for you guys. And I'm blown away by your support, to be quite honest. So yeah, thank you so much. If you want to join Patreon, you can. The link is in the description box. You get early access to videos as often as I can. Quite often I do upload the same day. And Patreon only videos, giveaways when I have money, and also polls to help pick what videos you want to see. If you can't or don't want to become a Patreon, please don't worry about it. Watching my videos is such a huge support. Every view that you give me is like a few pence, and I know it's not about money, but watching me is financially helping to support me as well, so that is massive, and I really appreciate it. And thank you so much. Thank you everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're looking forward to the other ones, give it a thumbs up. And on that note, I'm gonna piss off, film 2 videos today, feel proud of myself, and go to bed. Thanks for watching, and I hope I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye. This is my drugstore edition. I guess. I do find this to be quite honest, if there's something